Hey, what's up guys? Greg Jenkins here from House Monkeypod, and this will come as a surprise to approximately no one. Across the years and the time I've been in the Keap ecosystem, I have wound up in a lot of Keap databases, receiving a lot of email from a lot of Keap users. One thing I do is I often receive the content and I pop on my my marketer hat or my Keap automation architect hat, and I sort of look at the content through that lens. I'm a bit of a nerd in this respect, and so if you don't do exactly the same, that's fine. But in this video, I want to share with you a lesson that might help save you some grief or help you understand a Keap feature that I see commonly misused or not used at all. Behind me, I've got an email here from the team over at Plus This, and I should start by saying I am a big Plus This fanboy. The reason I'm praising them is because I am about to kind of throw them under the bus with a mistake that I saw in this email. And I have Bryce's permission to share this because I think there's a lesson that can serve everyone. So in this email, they have 3 images side by side, and then below that, each image has a title and has a link, right? And actually, one of the images is me in a video that I recorded, a testimonial that they're using for some different stuff. The point is, on desktop, this email, it works and it looks totally fine. But one thing that they failed to account for is that when you take the same content and you display it in the mobile view, when a recipient opens this email on their phone, rather than seeing the 3 images side by side, they're going to see the 3 images stacked vertically. So image 1, image 2, image 3. And the problem with that is that they're also going to see the descriptions stacked. Description 1, description 2, description 3. So in the desktop format, it looks normal because the descriptions are lined up below the corresponding images. But when you switch to mobile, you get image, 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 description, description, description. And so there's a disconnect between which image goes with which description, and that obviously can cause confusion for the audience. And when you are hoping your audience will click links or leading them towards, different call to actions, you want to make it as easy as possible for them. So this extra layer of disconnect could presumably prevent people from taking the actions that we want them to take. And the reason this happens is because when the email is formatted to mobile, when it switches, the content just wraps, right? So it goes from being 3 columns to being 3 vertical columns. And then the same thing happens for the individual text descriptions below them. 3 columns across, stacks into 3 text widgets vertically. But there is a solution. And many people have never used this, but in the current email builder, there is a groups widget, which allows you to bundle together an image, a text widget, and a button. And those are optional. So if you only need 2 of them, if you don't need the button, or if you don't need the image, right, you can pick and choose which ones you want. But the beauty of this is it allows you to sort of package those elements together, telling the email builder, hey, these need to stay in close proximity to one another. And then, if the person views it on mobile, it knows to keep the image with the corresponding text before wrapping to the next image and the next text and the next image and the next text. So it's actually specifically for this purpose. It's our way as the architect of these emails of telling the system, hey, don't separate these 2 when you have to, wrap them. So if you build out emails and texts separately, you run the risk of on mobile having them be out of order, right? Going image, 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 description, 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 which is what we've seen here in the Plus This email I'm referencing. But if you use the blocks or the groups widget in the email builder, then when it wraps, it'll stick, image, text, image, text, image, text in a way that retains the original intent. So that is just a a safeguard against the confusion that happens if those elements get separated and the recipient, isn't able to see and understand them. Now, this is a small change, but this is one of those sort of, problems that a lot of people have just learned to deal with because they haven't taken the time to ask the question. And so if you have experienced this yourself, or if you as a recipient have seen that happen, now you know why, and you also know how to avoid it. And so moving forward, as you build emails, as you communicate with your audience, make sure that you're using the right email builder widgets to construct it, because they can look the same. Right? On desktop, these two look identical, but the difference is when it wraps to mobile, which a majority of your audience views emails on mobile. Well, a majority of email is read on mobile. Your audience may vary, but at large, there will be people reading them on mobile. So you want to plan for and design for that experience whenever possible. And this is a simple way to improve it. You guys, like I said, big fan of Plus This. If you are already using them, you know why. If you're not, feel free to check them out at monkeypodmarketing.com/try Plus This. But I also want to thank those guys for letting me roast them a little in this video. I think they had a new marketing team member that they were onboarding who sent this email out. So I'm sure that they have learned this lesson. And like all of us, we continue to learn, to grow, and to improve over time. So thanks for watching. If you found this useful, leave me a comment or share it with someone who it can help. Take care.